Hi, I'm Nicole Mahoney with Break the Ice Media. This time of year, our agency is knee deep in plans. We're doing plans for our clients. We're planning for our 2019 for the agency. And last week, I attended my Women's Presidents Organization peer-to-peer network group. The number one thing that everybody said was on their mind was 2019 planning. That made me think, this is probably on your mind too. And I thought you might like some encouragement, inspiration, and practical tips to help you make the most of your 2019. I believe that planning is the most critical thing that we can do for our organization. If we want to continue to grow and be successful at whatever it is that we're trying to achieve, it's a basic foundational rule at Break the Ice Media. We always start with a plan. Planning is in our DNA. That said, we are not perfect. As a matter of a fact, life gets really busy, especially this time of year. We're trying to keep up with our day-to-day work responsibilities. We've got holidays coming at us and all the additional fun activities associated with that. And you may be thinking to yourself, I don't have time to sit down and focus and write a plan. I get that. But I want you to ask yourself, what are the top goals that you have for 2019? And how are you going to accomplish those goals? Maybe it's all in your head. I do that too. But if it's not written down, how are you going to know that you're actually accomplishing what you have in your head? And how are your team members and your stakeholders and your partners going to know what you're trying to accomplish and how to get there? It is imperative that you set time aside to sit down, slow down, think about 2019, focus, and write it down. You may also be thinking, you don't have all the answers yet. You're still waiting for the appointment with this one salesperson that you've been wanting to talk to about this online solution that they have, or you're still doing some research into what social channels you might be interested in launching next year. That's okay. You don't have to have all of the answers. Plans are fluid documents. They provide a roadmap to where you want to go. And once you write them down, it's easy to tweak them and change them as you start down the path. It'll be a lot easier to make adjustments once you have the roadmap in place. Making them on the fly without tying those changes to goals and outcomes will not get you to where you want to be. You may be suffering from the imposter syndrome. I can relate to that. A phenomenon that happens to all of us, where we have that little voice in our head that tells us our ideas aren't good enough. If we write a plan, what if our ideas are wrong? Or what if others don't agree with them? Get over it. We all suffer from this syndrome. The fact that you're watching this video and thinking seriously about your plans for 2019 makes you ahead of most. As Tony Robbins has said, setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. Your plan should start with your goals for the year. Making those goals visible is your first step in accomplishing them. When thinking about marketing goals, we like to apply the SMART goal principles to our goals. So your goals should be specific. Increasing attendance in 2019 is not specific enough. Increasing attendance from 400,000 to 450,000, that's specific. They should be measurable. Increasing brand awareness, that in and of itself is not specific enough to be measured. Increasing intent to travel by 25% in our target audience, now that you can measure before and after a campaign. They should be attainable. Having lofty goals is a really good thing, and it's motivating. But your one-year goals should really be focused on what you can attain given what you have before you and what resources you have available. You need to consider what you have that are going to help you achieve those goals. They need to be relatable. They have to relate to what's happening in society right now. What are the trends in your industry? In the travel industry, we're seeing growth with domestic visitation and international visitation. But the growth rate is, it's at a 2, 3, 4, 5% growth rate. If you're projecting a 20% growth in attendance at your organization next year, then you need to have some very strategic ways of achieving that goal. Make sure that it's relatable to what's actually happening now. And then time-based. It needs to have a timeline. Put a timeline on your goals. So increasing attendance from 400,000 to 450,000 in the next 12 months, that's time-based, and that's a SMART goal. So start your plan by answering this question. What are your top 3 to 5 goals for 2019? Make sure that you follow the SMART goal format. Your goals should be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant and relatable, and time-based. I'll be back tomorrow with another video to help you formulate your plan. Until then,